The Aussie Open was at the end of my second year on the PGA Tour, and I played really well the second half of the year. I didn't win. I didn't even keep my card, but I kept a conditional card, but it was really good, consistent golf. So yeah, I was thinking that was going to be, time to really, I'd won in Europe. I played well in Europe. I'd had some ups and downs at that point. So I really thought that was going to be the time. And I really thought that day at the Australian Open, I'd worked out how to win, because twice on that last round, I got ahead of myself. On the seventh green, I looked up and I couldn't believe I was actually 3 ahead and missed a really easy birdie on 8, bogey to par 5-9. I was back to tied or 1 in front. And on the back 9, I did the same. I had a couple of birdies on 11 and 12. Stood on the 12th tee and looked up, and all of a sudden I was 3 ahead again. And then I 3-putted 13. So both times though, that day I was really able to recenter and refocus. And so I was pretty convinced I'd learned how to win, and wasn't true.
But playing on,
still remember?
Yeah, playing on the PGA Tour, like for me, playing in Dallas, it's means so much, trying to play in front of your family and friends, and you put so much pressure. For you, being an Aussie, playing the Australian Open, like how much did that win mean to you?
It was awesome, because it was in my hometown. Wasn't my home course, but it was a course that I loved. Victoria Golf Club, Jeff Ogilvy's home course.
Played it with Jeff.
In the middle of the year when it got announced it was going to be there, I was like, I'm gonna take you down there, just half joking to Jeff, but I was really looking forward to it. So we played a lot of amateur golf there. We played a lot of when I first turned pro, the Vic Open was there, the Australian PGA was there. So I loved it at the time. So I was really looking forward to it. I actually needed an invite that year because I hadn't played in Australia, because I had to go to Q school every year over here. And I got the invite, and it was going to clash with second stage of Q school though. So the very last tournament at Jackson, Mississippi was, I believe, Luke Donald's first win on the PGA Tour. We got rained out on the last day, and I'd made the cut on the number to make sure that I'd finished in the top 150 and didn't have to go to second stage.
Oh wow!
So I was really close to not even playing. So it was good. It was huge. Managed to get through, and then went down and won. So I think all the best Aussies at the time, apart from Greg Norman and Elkington, were there, because I think Greg had almost semi-retired, and Elk didn't come down to Australia that often. So so it was good. It was good to win. And Rich was the defending US PGA champion at the time. Charles Howell was down there, because Charles shot 85, I think, the first day. He played in the morning. And
it's a good one to get wiped off the board.
And it got wiped off. And at the time we were not banned from betting in Australia, or here. Like the PGA Tour hadn't told us we couldn't bet. And so I'd actually put money on Jeff to win because it was his home course. And then as I looked,
that's awesome. In a tournament that you're in.
As I looked through the odds, Jeff was way over the odds. Like there was some guys from Australia that had played well and won a couple of tournaments in Australia, but little events. And Jeff I don't think he'd won on the PGA Tour yet, but he'd played really good. So I'm like, he's got to be the favorite coming to his home course. And he wasn't. So I'm like, well, that's great. And I looked at my odds, and on this particular betting site, I looked at it, I was 100 to 1. And I was offended because I knew I was playing better than that too. So I bet on myself as well that week. So,
oh, nice.
So you got
not much, just, $20 and, but at 100 to 1. And the one good thing about betting on yourself, not once did you think about it when you're out there. It's too much is going on. A chance to win the tournament was too important. So
the Pete Rose of golf.
Yeah. Kick him off the tour, guys.